There are possible spoilers in this video for late game events in Ni no Kuni. Watch at your own risk. Hello and welcome to this guide on how to complete Errand 134, Order of Illusions. So this guide is, this errand is started by talking to the captain of these three guards here, and he will tell us that we need to go hunt some rather dangerous mechanical beings. Could look kind of like those right there and there, and so on and so forth. So let's talk to the captain, Captain Caph, and he will tell us what's up. It's good of you to join us here in the clouds. We have awaited your coming. Huh? You were waiting for us? I still have my doubts. Can this boy really be the one we seek? But you have seen the girl who accompanies him, have you not? She is the very image of the queen in her youth. If our queen has led him here, then he must surely possess the power we require. I would like nothing more than to believe you, but how can our queen see clearly when she is enveloped in fathomless darkness? Oh, wait, Tin Face, I don't care how fancy your flipping armour is. Didn't your mum ever teach you it's rude to whisper in front of people? Excuse me, sir, but who are you, and what are you doing here? We once formed the Queen's Honour Guard. It was our duty to protect this palace. Lest you wonder, we are illusions, given life by the power of the Queen's imagination, much like the Zodiacs you have no doubt encountered. You what? Quick, Ollie boy, get your wand ready. We've got a fight on our hands. This fairy is a feisty one, is he not? Fear not, we are not your enemies. The Zodiacs who sat on our Queen's council were malign. But we sprang from that part of our Queen's heart that is still wise and just. Though her radiance has lost sight of this side of herself, it lives on. Indeed, it was this very part of her heart that led you here, to us. Now we wish you to grant the rest of those who once defended our cursed... Grant rest to those who once defended our cursed kingdom. Cursed kingdom? I guess you mean Nazcaä, huh? Precisely. Now would you be good enough to hear our request? Yes, that's the entire point of this. Sure, I guess. What is it you'd like us to do? Long ago, before our queen was born, war raged across this land. No part of our world was spared from the horror and turmoil of the wizard wars. As each side vied for advantage, new weapons were devised, which fused fuel, stone and sorcery, weapons known as the Magimechs, which we have fought before. Of course, the Magimechs stationed around the palace are mere replicas. The originals were vastly more powerful. When the war was ended, these weapons were deprived of their purpose, and one by one they became dormant, a state akin to eternal sleep. Or so we believed. Now it seems they have rewoken. In all, 4 Magimechs have emerged from their slumber. Perhaps the reappearance of the Ivory Tower disturbed them. We are not certain. In any case, these magical weapons are unwanted relics of that wretched conflict. They have no place here in this time. We have faith that our Queen's heart will be restored to its former purity, and when this happens, we would spare her the sight of such tragic vestiges of Nazcaä's past. That is why we ask you that you help the Magimechs return to their slumber. Listen, Helmet Face, are you sure you're telling us the full story? Because I'm not sure I trust you as far as I could spit you. All this business about the Queen's heart being pure, well, it sounds nice enough, but I ain't seen much evidence of it so far. Something smells fishy to me. But Mr. Drippy, don't you remember those visions from Queen Cassiopeia's past? You saw them too, right? I think they're telling the truth. We appreciate your good faith, young man. So where are they? The Magimechs, I mean. When peace returned after the Wizard Wars, the Magimechs were confined to a number of secure locations around the world. But over the centuries, many changes have wrought on the landscape, and I can no longer be certain of their whereabouts. Perhaps on your travels you have laid eyes on these ancient weapons sleeping peacefully. I'm afraid we can offer you little guidance. You must rely on your own memories. Oh, that's brilliant, that is. Make it easy for us, why don't you? Flippin' dodgy bloomin' tin face. Calm down, Mr. Drippy. I'm sure if we think real hard we can. We have one piece of information which may prove useful to you. Magimechs have strong connection to memory stones. You are familiar with them, I take it. Yeah, there's one right there, look. The monuments that grant healing and store one's recollections. Whenever a memory stone is found, so too may a Magimech reside. They're everywhere though, these memory stones. Okay, we'll do it. We'll find them for you. So, if you don't remember, and I hope you would, because you've played through the game, I hope, to get this far, there are... Oh, bollocks you. There are 4 places in which we saw Magimechs. And these 4 places are, I suppose, dungeons or of the type that we have had to traverse throughout the game. And we're going to go with the very first one, which is in this direction, and it is the Golden Grove. The very first one you see, and you can find it completely by accident. I kind of did while exploring, because you're curious at that stage of the game. You just want to explore everything, and when you talk to it, it says, Drippy says he has no idea what it is, and we should leave it alone. And now it's here. So if we're going to enter here, you can see it's right there on the map. So you just have to traverse our way around. It's actually just up there, and you might be able to see it. You just sort of... There it is. No, that's not it. It's a tree. I can't quite see it. So yeah, so when you come through these places again, you have to be wary. There are actually golden familiars around here now, which you can, if you wanted to, recruit to your team. But... really, you're only going to be causing a hindrance at this point if you just want to do this mission. But here it is. Here's our first Magimech. They are apparently Magimech sentries, these 4. I think, at least. But we just have to... Oh, bugger off, Bumbler. Walk up to it, talk to it. Look, man, it's a Magimech. Get your wand ready, Ollie boy. Alright. So yeah, it's just a... No, it's not even a sentry. It's literally just a Magimech. And really, they're not all that tough, these ones. I mean, you'll more than likely have familiars now that are pretty powerful. So you can literally just wipe these things out with a few quick moves. So, there's number 1. You get 700 XP for it. Pitiful. And 800 gold. Not really worth it at this stage in the game, especially if you've been playing for a while and you've learnt the tricks of the trade. Right, can I travel from here? No, I cannot. Let's use vacate then. Right, so that's the first one. The second one is at Old Smokey. So let's use travel to good old Smokey, the giant volcano that we visited more than once. So you travel in here, and again, this is quite near the entrance. It's like, if you look, it is directly forward from when you walk in. So you can just saunter your way up. Again, golden familiar is going to be here. I think here are golden draggle. If I remember correctly. So sort of avoid them if you want to. There's the one. There's golden draggle. Also, you get the ruffians and the big horns that just want to fight. But there we are. There we are. Flipping Magimech. So sort of get in, get out quick. Another Magimech.
Come on, you
These
guys.
ones are the easy type. Just found it. Use a quick trick against it. Knock it on its arse. That was a bit. This one's a bit tougher. Let's just attack it. It is nearly down. Bonk, bonk. There we are. So third one. Same amount of XP and gold. Nothing special. That's 2 down. Let's just use vacate because I'm lazy. And we're going to find the third one. The third one is not as quick to find. If we use travel again and head to the Tombstone Trail. In the Tombstone Trail, about halfway up, there is a old shack, abandoned as far as we're aware. And around there is the Magimech we seek. If I pull up the map, it is actually right there, right next to the shack. The shack is a square thing, and there it is. So we do have to make our way up there. Not a big task, really, if you think about it. There's most of these things are going to run away from you at this point in the game. I think there's also god familiars here, but I'll fuck off. The only problem is these things turn around. So yeah, make your way up to the middle of the mountain, I suppose it is. And here it is, middle of the mountain. There's a waystone right next to it, but here is your third Magimech. So we will fight this one. Do the same as before, just throw a few quick tricks at it. And we'll see what damage this one does. I did a lot more than the second one. It might have like slightly differing stats, I don't know. There we are, dealt with. That is the third one down. Now the last one is in the Glittering Grotto. This one, not as easy to get to. It is right near the end of the Glittering Grotto, right near where you fight Cerberus. Cerberus? I can't remember how it's pronounced. So we head to the Glittering Grotto. And go inside. Cerberus. And have a look. It is not even on the map, but right near the bottom. So I will meet you down near where it is. So when you get here and you have a choice of going one way to the little enclosed area off here, or follow this way, this path, and you head towards the waystone, your Magimech is right on this platform at the top here, hiding, waiting for you. So yeah, right near the bottom. So if you keep going onwards from here, you can go. That's the boss area right there. So right near the end, quite near the bottom of the dungeon. So we'll fight this Magimech.
We can do this.
And just like before, a few quick tricks should solve the problem. This one again is a little bit tougher, taking less damage from one of the stronger attacks. Belly Buster. And there we are, dealt with. So that is the fourth one. After you've found the four, Drippy will say we should head back to the Ivory Tower. So now we've got to fly all the way back to the Ivory Tower because you can't travel there. The Ivory Tower apparently does not have a teleportation point. Have to fly there. So we'll head back to the Ivory Tower from here, which is literally just sort of east, south, east, I think it is from here. You should find it just hanging off the coast, over the coast of the east side of the Summerlands. Alright, so back in the Ivory Tower, we will potter our way forwards back to Captain Caph. I think his name is pronounced Caph, that's how it's spelled, C-A-P-H. And tell him we have found all the ones we knew of. That is splendid! The Magimechs have returned to their eternal slumber. Seems that we underestimated your power. I sense that you may be capable of facing the kingdom's other great defenders in battle. There's more blooming robots that need battering, is there? I'm afraid there are. Further remnants of the Sagely Stone Age. They guarded the main city of Nazcaä throughout the Wizard Wars. While the ivory tower has floated free of the world below, these guardians have remained in Nazcaä, watching over the kingdom. We speak of Magimech masters. They were charged with guarding the kingdom's 3 great cities, Nazcaä, Takal, and Itzos. Wow, I guess there's still a lot of places I've never heard of. Nazcaä was the capital city, and its culture and language dominated the kingdom. We were the Knights of Nazcaä, defended the capital alongside the Magimech masters. But now that the power sealing them has waned, these once stout defenders pose a great threat to the people of this world, yourselves not least of all. We ask that you grant them rest as you did their lesser brethren. Okay, we'll do what we can. We thank you. Your courage and spirit are admirable. You will find the Magimech masters where the 3 cities once stood. But know that almost nothing now remains of those once bustling metropolis. Nothing save faded glyphs upon the ground. So we're going to have to keep our eyes peeled for weird doodles on the floor. Is it? Sounds like a doddle. Ready, Ollie boy? I sure am. So, let's grab a quick save. Not save, quick heal. So, these are hinting to the fact that Nazcaä has the fancy doodles on the ground. So, what we have to do is jump back on Tengri and either fly or land and travel to Nazcaä. That same place we once visited before. And apparently there are 3 Magimech masters around there. There's one right in front of Ara Memori. And then there's one to the north of Ara Memori, and there's one west of the southern landing point, that first landing point in which you go to when you reach Nazcaä. So you've got 3 that you can get to. We're going to start. Where are we going to start? We can start here, I suppose. So if we start here, you can either start here at this point here if you fly, or start at Ara Memore. But there's our first one to the west of the southern. No, of the eastern landing point. No, apparently it's southeast. There we are, Magimech masters. So these guys are a little bit stronger than your general Magimechs. Again, there's only one of each, I believe. So you can quite easily just bombard it with attacks. Buster. That a little bit stronger as well, like a bit more health and maybe a little bit more defense. But should just be able to wail on it and take out its health as quickly as possible. There we are, that's the first one down. Ow. That's the first one. Not a difficult fight. It takes a little bit longer. And you use a bit more MP. But if we keep running forwards through Nazcaä. Oh. Right, so we'll keep heading forward. I'm actually gonna, because these things I think all try and chase you down and fight you, we're gonna stick a veil on. At this point in the game, if you don't have a veil, then what you need to do is go and do all of Horus's riddles. But there's our second Magimech master right there. He's on the, I think that's a fish. There's a jellyfish here. That's a fish to the north of Aramamori. What's that next to him? Oh, it's like an enemy of some sort, I think. Can't tell, yeah. Right, so we'll face this one. Again, he's by himself.
We can do this!
Nice easy fight, nice single Magimech master. Just, oh, that one did a lot more damage. So this one must have a lower physical defense and a higher magic defense. There we are, that's the one dealt with. I'm guessing that means that's the 2 types of Magimech there are. Either high physical defense and low magical defense, or low physical defense and high magical defense. That's 2 down, and our third one is right around this way, literally just outside of Ara Memore. That place we visited more than once in the game. Kind of. Only once in the story, but there's some side quests there. Yeah, we'll head over, and there he is, standing right to the south of it. Ooh, I see you running at me. Right, so we'll head up to him, and this is the final one we have to go searching for. Standing right here, waiting for us on this little soldier man. We shall fight him.
Here goes nothing.
Now is he going to be physically strong or magically strong? If Boulder doesn't do anything, I might just use Astra. Boulder did pretty good. We'll keep using physical attacks. There we are. That's it dealt with. Alright, so that is the 3 Magimech Masters that are around Nazcaä. Alright, so the only thing we have left to do now is to return to the Ivory Tower, just as Drippy said. Oh, I have to call Tengri from these positions, don't I? Because they're awkward about that on Nazcaä. You can't land anywhere but where there's a giant bird. Or dragon, it may have to be a dragon. Right, so we'll fly back to the Ivory Tower and talk to the captain once again. Alright, so we're back in the Ivory Tower. Now, before you talk to the captain this time, it is advised, mostly, to just grab the heel behind him first before you talk to him. Because talking to him will trigger a fight. So he says, "Splendid work. I confess we harboured certain doubts as to whether you could truly defeat such formidable opponents. I assure you the hearts of the masters are much lighter for your efforts." Masters? You mean the Magimech Masters had masters of their own? Indeed, Magimechs were in truth formed from the fighting spirits that dwell within the hearts of certain individuals. They were familiars. And each one had a human master. And three of those masters now stand before you. What do you mean? Ah, heck, I think I see where this is going. Yes, we Knights of Nazcaä too command soldiers of the soul. Come and prove your worth against the mightiest of Magimechs, the mightiest Magimechs of all. Show us your true power. So yeah, this is the last fight of this side quest. There are 2 Magimech Masters and a Manic Magimech. Different from before, as there are 3 in one battle, so that is a little bit more difficult. So we'll immediately start off with that. And what we will do is we'll get the masters out of the way first, just because I know they go down quicker than most. The Manic is a little bit stronger, so if we take that one down and we target you next. And then Twinkle Twinkle, that's a light attack, so that's probably going to hurt most familiars a little bit. Yeah. Healing Rain, so that's relics, and Makasan doing a bit of a healing for us. So yeah, then we'll use Ear Splitter again. Try and knock down their health a bit more. Things like Belly Buster. And we'll pull back off from that a minute, and we will use dark damage on the Magimech. And then we'll just try and get in as soon as possible. Try again. Get pulled off before he tries to knock us over. And there we are. So that's the 3 done. That is the final fight of this errand, the Order of Illusions. Proving our abilities, you get a fair amount of experience for that fight, and a Riddle Rivet for winning. Extraordinary to have beaten even our mighty familiars. So let me get this straight. All them robo bruises you had us going around bashing were flipping familiars all along? Indeed they were. I feel we owe you an apology. How come? Apart from attacking us, I mean. Those Magimechs, those weapons of stone and steel that we asked you to defeat, they pose threat to neither man nor beast. You flippin' what? You mean those great big bags of bolts were harmless all along? Grr, you flippin' fibbers! We are truly sorry, but had we told you the truth, you almost certainly have refused. Of course we would have. Why would you make us hurt a bunch of innocent robots like that? By now, you must have heard of the dreaded Manor. The masters of the Magimech you faced were transformed by its terrible power, and thus they were left to wander the world, masterless and alone. For years they roamed, without direction or purpose. Blimey, what did they do to pass the time, I wonder? They eked out of existence, waiting for the day when their masters would finally return. Some stayed in Nazcaä, carving giant stone statues or drawing glyphs upon the ground. Others travelled the world, leaving behind pieces of themselves as they went, pieces which, in time, came to be known as memory stones. Thus, they came to develop what might be even called a primitive culture. So, those pictures on the ground at Nazcaä, and the waystones that we've been using this whole time, Magimechs did all that? That is correct. They were responsible for creating almost all of that remains of the period we call the Sagely Stone Age. They were leaving signs that their masters could be used to find them when they finally returned, little knowing that they could never see them again. But we at least have returned by the grace of our Queen, and yet we are no more than illusions. Soon we will vanish as swiftly and as suddenly as we appeared. Which is why, before that day come, we wish to grant peace to those which had fought so bravely to keep the memory of Nazcaä alive, who remain so faithful still. That is all we wanted. That is the truth. I see. You have helped us achieve what we wished, and now we will vanish once more. But have faith that one day our Queen will be restored to her true self. We'll do everything we can to help Queen Cassiopeia, I promise. We pray that you will. And to that end we grant you one last gift, the power of the Knights of Nazcaä. So, for doing that we get a Nazcaä longsword, a suit of Nazcaä armour, and a Nazcaä helm, as well as 10,000 guilders, which is inconsequential at this point. No stamps for it. Farewell. And with that they vanish. Yeah, that is the quest. They're gone. Maybe we should help old Cassiopeia out sooner rather than later, oddie boy. For their sake, that is. Alright, Mr. Drippy. Let's do it for those 3 knights and everyone else in this world. Now you're talking. Let's get going. Alright, so obviously we've already done that. So yeah, that is the mission. That is what you get and for what you do. Let's just show off. Alright, so the Nazcaä armour is higher accuracy. Is that the right one? Yeah. Lower defense compared to what we have on, which is the celestial armor. Knight's armor, that's different. The helm, which is worn by someone I have here. There you are, you. It is 55 defense as well as resistance to fire, water, and wind. So very good. We'll put that on you. And the sword. Who has a sword? You have a sword. Is plus 80 attack. So even better than the celestial sword. So that's worth having. No one else has a sword that I might want to do? No. Okay, so yeah, that is the mission, and those are your rewards. So you can do that. I believe, I don't know if it's post game. I think it's post game, or it's after you maybe have defeated Gallus, or at least it's not available straight away when you enter the Ivory Tower. But from what I can tell, it is available before you fight Cassiopeia. So yeah, that's when you can do it. And that's where all the pieces are that you're looking for. Thank you everyone so much for watching this guide. I hope it helped. And I'll see you in the next one for more help in Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch. Bye.